Hola estudiantes, bienvenidos a la clase de español 3, otra vez. Yo soy tu profesor de español y hoy vamos a hablar del pretérito, porque el pretérito es muy importante para entender el pasado y, por supuesto, para hablar del pasado. If you want to talk about the past, you have to use the preterite. So we are moving on past AR verbs and moving into ER and IR verbs today. Lucky for you, ER and IR verbs have the exact same endings. So there isn't really much to remember. Just one set of endings. Good for you, right? Good for me as well. Let's take a look at those endings.
And here they are. As promised, ER and IR have the exact same preterite endings. The yo is I, the tú is iste, el y usted is io, nosotros imos, vosotros istes, ellos ellas ustedes ieron. Once again, the nosotros form is the exact same as the IR ending in the present tense, and thus you would need to figure out which one is which based on the rest of the sentence, based on the context of the sentence. Of course, simply knowing these endings is only half the battle. Let's see what it looks like in action, shall we? Here we have a very common verb, comer. Y por supuesto, comer in inglés significa to eat. Yo comí, which means I ate in English. Tú comiste, you ate. Comió, accent on the O, could be he, she, it ate. Comimos, we ate. Comisteis, y'all or you all ate. Comieron. Ustedes, ellos, ellas, they ate. So, as you can see, it's pretty much the same as the AR verbs and all the present tense verbs. You drop the ending, ER, and add one of the proper endings, and you have the past tense. Let's take a look at an IR verb, because, as promised, they are the exact same endings as the ER verbs. Once again, a very common verb, vivir. In español, vivir significa to live, and thus these are the past tense ways to say to live in Spanish. Yo viví, accent on the I, which means I lived. Tú viviste, you lived. Él, ella, usted vivió. He, she, it, you formal lived. Vivimos, we lived. Vivistes, y'all or you all lived. And ellos, ellas, ustedes vivieron, they lived.
Y ahora estamos terminados. We are finished. That pretty much covers this lesson on ER and IR verbs as far as the endings and how to form them. In the next lesson, we're going to start getting into when to use the preterite appropriately and start looking at the imperfect, because unfortunately the preterite is not the only way that you talk about the past in Spanish. So, hasta luego, hasta pronto y hasta mañana.